All right, now we are live. Good evening. This is Andre down here in Jacksonville, Florida, of Overcoming the Odds, and really excited to share what we have in store for you this evening as far as the five-step authority formula. As far as whatever niche that you're in, whether it be home-based business, offline or online, maybe even traditional brick-and-mortar business, these five steps will help you become more dominant again within whatever niche that you're a part of. But without any further ado, let's go and introduce the rest of the panel. So let's go overseas. Let's go out to the UK.
Hey everyone, Neil Henson here, coming from the UK, so 11 p.m. my time, but always happy to be here, my favourite time of the week, being here with you guys. And yeah, tonight we're going to literally go through the five-step authority formula. So if you take every single one of these steps that we're going to outlay for you here and apply it to your business consistently, absolute key for anything, just being consistent every single day. No reason why you can't knock your business out of the park and really start to setting your business on fire. So I'm going to pass it over to our next guest. I'll send it over to you, Aaron.
Hey everybody, my name is Aaron, and I am excited to be here. I am in the Mountain Time Zone here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and excited to be here with you today. And I know that these five steps we're going to share with you today are going to hopefully do as much for you, if not more, than what it's done for me and the rest of the panel here. So excited to share that with you, and I will introduce our next person, Patricia, over in California. So take it away, Patricia.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon here. It is 3 o'clock. Um, I was going to say Eastern Standard Time, 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. It is kind of dark today because it's raining. Actually, I have rain at my house. I posted that on my Facebook. I'm so excited. Why am I excited? You know, California is in a drought, but hey, that doesn't stop my business or any of our businesses. Being an online entrepreneur, being able to work from home, doesn't matter what kind of season we're in. You could be in a money drought, that money's not coming in and you've lost your job. Well, if you want to start an online business, this subject that we're going to go over will help you transition into an online internet business, and it will help you. So stay tuned at what we have to share.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that, Patricia. First thing first, so income disclosure below, because results not typical. They do vary, but they are possible. As far as what she just mentioned a few moments ago, this is the funny thing about this topic. You don't have to be a guru to have the results. That's the sweet thing about this. It doesn't matter what type of results you've had, whether you've been in a company, again, talking about home-based business that's shut down on you, unfortunately, or if you're just starting out too. Again, if you've had results or you never had results, these steps can help you out too. And this is something that we've learned from a top marketer in the online niche as well. But we want to just, again, just get right into it as far as helping you as far as like, okay, what exactly are they? Okay, this will be number one. Let's be real clear as far as what it is that you want. You know, vision. You know, Napoleon Hill said it best so many times in Law of Success and Think and Grow Rich. You have to have a definite major purpose as far as what you want to do. Because, I mean, you just get distracted, you be a drifter. That's what he mentioned, outwitting the devil, you just be all over the place. And we see this all the time, and especially home-based business. People are not clear. You see them maybe going from a different company to company. You know, not saying they're bad people, but how clear are they as far as the end goal? You know, the purpose. That's something that, again, can't answer for them. That's something that they have to ask themselves. But that's a number one thing as far as anything, as far as being really clear as far as what you want. Napoleon Hill also mentioned so many times as far as having a definite major plan as well, definite chief aim. You know, the plan doesn't have to be perfect as long as you have a plan. You know, but again, you got to be really clear. We've heard from a top leader in the profession as far as like you should be able to state your purpose to a 5-year-old, and they should be able to paint the picture for him or her. The point being because it's that clear, and, you know, as far as exactly, maybe some people are being as clear as far as to the exact day or what they're doing, what their surroundings are. I mean, you can't get any more clearer than that. But I mean, before we, again, as we just mentioned, we can't get into any of the other steps without you exactly knowing what you want. I mean, yes, there's nothing wrong as far as you do if you want to make a handful of money. There's nothing wrong as far as helping out people, but guess what? If you wanted to help out people, first thing first, you got to help out yourself. You know, that's something I heard from somebody who's a six-figure earner within our community. Again, see our income disclosure below. This, earlier in a conference call, but it's so true. Why not go help ourselves so we can be an example for other people as far as like, okay, they did it, so let me go and do it. Let's see if I can do this myself. Which you can. The old phrase, anything is possible, is true because it's a mental thing. But if as this goes, so whatever you choose to do as far as what you do with your work is, whatever actions you do. So anything else you guys want to add on to this as well as far as that, because I don't know how much clearer we can get when it comes to that,
Yeah, I mean, for me, one of the biggest problems, especially when you first get started, this was one of my biggest problems, and that was suffering from what we call shiny ball syndrome. And I believe that actually stems from pretty much what you just said, Andre, and that's not actually having clarity in regards to what it is what it is that you want. When you speak to someone who perhaps first gets started online or lacking that kind of clarity in their business, and you ask them what they want, 99% of the people are going to say straight away, I want to make more money. And that's going to be, it's literally just as far as they're thinking. They just want to make more money. So when the time comes and they're going online, I went online and you would get tons of emails in your inbox, or you'd go across, you literally cannot go anywhere. In fact, if you go to your email address, you've got, at least I've got banners on the side of my emails trying to offer me stuff. And you've got so many different distractions, it's hard for you to stay focused. But if you've not got a clear vision in regards to what it is that you want, you're going to get distracted if you see someone, I can make you $1,000 this week if you quickly apply this formula. And you're going to get grabbed if your only focus is to make more money. So the moment somebody offers you the chance to make more money, you're going to get enticed into it because you want to know what it's about and you want to know how quickly you can apply it, especially if someone says, I can help you make $1,000 by the end of this week. I've had that before, and I've been sucked in by it because I believed it could be done that quickly. But my vision was I wanted to make money, and I wanted to make money now. But that's not, you can't expect to have, if you do make money that quickly, you can't expect it to have consistent results with that. It might be a flash in the pan result, but it's one of them where until you've got clarity in regards to exactly what it is you want specifically, you're gonna find yourself getting completely distracted, and you're gonna get pulled all over the place. Whereas now my vision is completely forward, and regardless of what things come my way, I'm not distracted by it. I'm moving forward in the direction I want to go, and I believe that is, once I got clarity, I was able to do that because I knew exactly what I wanted. And anytime something came my way, I looked at it and thought, is that something that fits exactly what it is that I want? And it always was no, until the thing that we're doing right now. This is, once I found this, it was like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted to do, because I already knew what I wanted to do. And this is what we're doing here fitted exactly what I wanted to do. So I just jumped straight on it. But once you know what you want, then you kind of, it's not a case of, I want this, I'm just gonna find something that works. It's just literally, this is what I want. Anything that comes your way, it's like, does that work? No. Does that work? No. You just, every single one. You're gonna have tons and tons of people offering you the next best thing. You need to have a clear focus in regards to exactly what it is you want, and if anything comes your way and doesn't fit that, don't be frightened to say no. I don't care how good it sounds, because the thing is, there is no such thing as an easy way to make money. Everything you do is going to take work, and it's going to take a lot of work to start off with, but it's just a question of how much you want it. And if you can craft out a clear vision in regards to what you want, you're also going to find a way of pulling those kind of people, whoever it is that is meant to be a part of your business. But until you get that clarity, then you're going to get yourself distracted. You're going to suffer from this shiny ball syndrome, because you're going to find so many different things that are coming your way offering you exactly what it is you want, and that is perhaps the quick money, which is what I suffered from when I first got online, and that was one of my biggest struggles. So until you dig a bit further in regards to exactly what it is you want, so if you want to make $1,000, okay, so how is that going to benefit how is that going to benefit you? Who is it going to benefit? What is it going to enable you to do? These are the kind of questions you need to be answering before you can move on to the next step. You need to be completely crystal clear. I think one of the leaders who actually helped us, he was actually teaching this exact formula that we're going through. He actually said you need to be so clear that if someone said to you, "What are you going to be doing at 2:30 on a Monday afternoon?" you'll be able to answer them straight away. That's how clear you need to be with what your vision entails. So what kind of lifestyle do you want? How much money do you want to make? Who is it going to benefit? What is it going to enable you to do? Do you want to work part-time? Do you want to work home from full-time? Do you want to just have a side income? Once you can get clear on exactly what it is that you want, you can then move forward. But until you do that, you're going to find yourself getting stuck, frustrated, distracted, because you've got so many things going off in your head and you're not crystal clear. So once you get clarity, you can then move forward because you've got no distractions.
And also too, go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I was gonna just add to that about having a vision is a lot of times our vision might stop at being satisfied with getting away from something. Maybe we want to get out of debt. Maybe we want to be able to quit our job. Maybe we want to just be able to stay at home or spend time with family or whatever. But the thing is, it's part of the vision is it's not just about what you want to move away from. It's what you want to move towards. Like let's say you have that. Like you've already gotten to that point where maybe you've paid off your debt. Maybe you're able to stay home. Maybe you're able to not have to go and work for a boss anymore. And so now that you have that, think about, okay, what is it that I want now? What is going to drive me to keep moving forward? Like what will I dream about at that time that I get that result, right? You don't want to just stop dreaming like once you're at a comfortable, satisfactory position in your life. So you want to think about vision as something that goes beyond just getting away from something that you don't want in your life. Because if that's all you're focusing on is just getting away from debt, you're still focusing on the debt. You're still focusing on the things that are making you unhappy. And so if you kind of set your vision to be something where you're projecting yourself into that to that dream that you truly have, like you want to be able to do this so you can do what, think about what's on the end of that phrase there, so you can what. Think about that, and then put yourself in that position and think about what it is that you're going to want for yourself and for others, because you don't want your vision to just include yourself. And you'll find this over time that it may start out that way, but the more you get clarity on your vision, the more it's going to include other people, and the more fulfilling that vision is truly going to be. So when you're thinking about vision, again, just to reiterate, don't be focused on what you're trying to get away from, but be more focused on what it is that you want to move towards, and actually allow yourself to feel what that's going to feel like before you even get it. And that'll definitely get you in the right frame of mind and in a habit of putting yourself into that position to where you feel motivated enough and inspired enough to keep moving towards that. So back to you, Andre.
No, I just wanted to say, you pretty much said the same, implied the same thing as far as like your action steps will all be in alignment as far as how clear you are as far as what your purpose is in the end. Because it's kind of funny, especially for those that are in home-based business, you understand where I'm coming from as far as how serious you are. You're probably doing stuff differently than before you doing the profession. Like maybe, who knows, maybe you were watching TV, you had a certain program, but guess what? If you're offline, because I used to be in offline network marketing as well, I'm making these calls too because I want to try to get this appointment set up to SCP, show the opportunity to whoever my prospect was. Or maybe if you're working online too, you're so focused and you're not worried about any type of games on social media or whatever because you're focusing on getting the information out, whatever you have to share, which we're going to get into a little bit more in depth with. So it's kind of funny because everything just goes pretty smoothly in alignment, and as well as what we mentioned earlier, as Napoleon Hill mentioned, have yourself have yourself a plan. That's not to be perfect, because guess what? The plan might change, but the purpose still stays the same. That end goal stays the same, as what Aaron mentioned. And just why not go and just dream big? Just why not? It kind of now gets us into. Go ahead, Patricia. You want to come on out and say something?
Yes, I wanted to say about vision. We all have to really envision what we want in our businesses. Businesses take time to formulate their mission statements, right? So we're no different than just because we are a single entrepreneur, we're no different than a huge corporation that has a vision. But for us, we want to state perhaps, why we're here. We all know that we can make a mark in the world with our businesses. Like you said, it's not just about us, it's about what we're trying to achieve and how it can impact the lives of others. And if you have a particular mission, you can ask yourself too, what would I learn from having this vision? Is it going to bring me joy? Ultimately, there's a whole range of emotions that we could get out of this once we have a vision. When we see a beautiful rainbow, I mean, who doesn't smile when they see a spectacular rainbow, in their sights, in their vision, or a wonderful scene? So the same thing with our vision and our company. We have to, otherwise, why are we doing it? Why are we there? Why are we even endeavoring to take action with what we're doing? Then again, what am I most afraid of? Sometimes a lot of people are afraid to really envision something because they don't know what steps to take. So having, creating that vision board or putting that up on your wall as you're working, since most of us get to work at home, we can have a vision board that's right on the side of us, or maybe, if we're facing a wall, or if we have a beautiful scenery outside of a window, we can also have a vision board up along the wall to keep us focused, to remind us of what our vision really is. And then again, what steps that we're really going to take towards this vision, how to move closer to the ideal lifestyle that this is going to bring. And for most of us, we want a freedom lifestyle. I believe that's what most of us got into this business for, because we don't want to get in that 9-to-5 job and be stuck in a cubicle. We want to be able to create create freedom for ourselves as well as others. So, and we can do, as we learn, we can teach this to other people. And, they can set up their own visions for what they want with their own companies. But more so for us, if we're clear on our vision, we can help everyone. Of course, help ourselves first, because when we do that, then we're able to, like I said, teach other people how to do the same thing.
And now, hopefully, I know we covered a good bit of this part as far as your vision, your purpose, because, again, if you keep on saying, if you're not clear mentally, and everything else we want to mention here later on, to be honest with you, is kind of be a waste of your time. Just being straight up, because you gotta be very, very clear as far as exactly what it is. It's like Patricia said, have a vision board. Napoleon Hill and Think Grow Rich, has something stated where you can just pretty much remind yourself of your definite chief aim, your definite major purpose, something that you can read daily toward yourself. And again, it doesn't matter if you don't hit the particular goal on a particular date, but the goal doesn't change until you hit it. And then, as Aaron mentioned earlier, why not have a bigger dream, just something else to shoot for? Because it's going to help you just keep on growing yourself, which now gets us into number 2 as far as immerse yourself, and as far as basically invest in yourself. So as we mentioned, as far as trying to help dominate a niche, why not become why not invest in yourself as far as doing simple stuff such as going to seminars. Or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter what type of business you're part of. I read a lot of Robert Kiyosaki's books, and him and his wife Kim Kiyosaki, if I'm not mistaken, he's mentioned several times in his books, they go to at least 2 seminars a year together as a couple. Now, obviously, it's probably more than that, but I mean, and this is somebody who's already, well known, especially in home-based business, because it's somebody who knows how to build businesses. He's obviously good in real estate as well too. That's pretty much his bread and butter. But guess what? They go and invest in themselves yearly. Who knows? Might have obviously before that he was investing obviously in books. He was listening to audios from people that are more successful than he was before he really started to get successful. There's something to think about though too. Think about it. Success does leave clues. It's like, okay, immerse myself. So again, if you're in a home-based business, you should definitely go to things such as events. Obviously, whatever type of products that you're part of too, you should go and obviously immerse yourself in those too. And that's something as far as, and we'll get down the road later on here. That's the next step. But I mean, right now, just as far as immersing yourself too, as far as like, okay, let me go and study this information. This what's this going to help as far as helping me out to share to the marketplace, which again we'll get a little bit more depth with that here in later on. But the thing is too, go and invest in yourself. We have a company event here coming up in a couple weeks as well, and we're going to be investing in ourselves too, as far as educating ourselves, especially in the online marketing niche. So I mean, this is things to really take to heart, especially if you're in business. All big-time business owners do it. It doesn't matter if they're whatever type of level they are in. Like if they are in that 7-figure range, against income disclosure below, more than likely they have invested a whole lot into themselves, no matter what the books they are, maybe the audios they listen to, or the type of products to help them become a better business person. They've really immersed themselves as far as being a product of the product. So that's something to really think about too, as far as for this number 2, as far as really investing in yourself to better yourself. Anything else you guys want to add on to that as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them where I've heard quite a few of the top leaders talk about how they come from such, I won't even say humble backgrounds, because it's less than humble backgrounds. If you talk to some of the top leaders, they're talking about, they're coming from just 3 of them. You had one that was in foreclosure when he first came in. Another one pretty much started a business out the back of his van. And another one had less than $2 to his name before he cracked the code, as it would be. But, when people ask them, say, what are you going to do if this doesn't work? And the answer is always the same, and that is, there is no plan B. So if anybody says to you, okay, so what have you got in, what are you going to do if this doesn't work? It's like, try again. I'm going to find something. Your answer can't be, oh, well, I'll find something else. It needs to be, no, there is no plan B. So when we're talking about immersion, we're talking about, back to the previous point, your mindset as well. So anytime somebody even tries to get you to contemplate the fact that you won't do this, not an option. If you want to do this, you need to be all in and saying, if that doesn't work, I'm going to find something else that does. I'm going to find something else until I am successful, because that's the kind of mentality that it takes. You need to just do whatever it takes, and it won't be same as what Andre said a couple of moments ago, and that is your destination is not from point A to point B. It's not just a straight line. It's a learning curve. So you might set off here, but you might have a couple of rocky patches where you go up and down. It's no straight line, because nobody's going to get there at first attempt. It's learning curve, it's doing whatever it takes, and you might not get there in the way that you first anticipate or the way you expect. You'll get there eventually, but you'll probably go around, because it's a learning curve, it's an experience, and you just need to enjoy the journey and just look. Don't see it as the frustrations that it can be because of the struggle and things like that. This is a journey. It's whatever it takes to get you to wherever it is. And part of the success is actually the journey that you go along, because you can't expect to have the success if you can't offer the journey to anybody else. That's part of the parcel of the success. You've got to be able to pass that information on to other people. And obviously that's something that we'll go into a little bit as we go along in this hangout. But you can't offer anybody any kind of experience that you have if the first time you hit it you get success, because when they come across that inevitable roadblock, which we all do, you need to say, well, this is what I did. If you can't offer them that, what's the use in them joining you? Because you can't offer them any way to get past the inevitable roadblocks. So your struggle of what you're going through right now, is what is going to help somebody else get past that too, because we all generally go through the same thing. But it's complete immersion. So when you come up against this struggle, don't contemplate, all right, so I'm gonna come back to this, down the line, because that usually never happens. I've got a friend who done exactly the same. They said, I'll come back to it, and 3 years later they're still not back to it. So tomorrow never comes. It's one of them where you just have to say, I'm going to do this, and that's it. There's no plan B. There's nothing else. I'm just going to find a way, and just complete immersion. So even to the point where anybody tries to get you to contemplate any other option that's it, other than success, not an option.
It's funny too. Oh, go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead, man.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just say this. I've heard this quote many times, and I'm probably gonna butcher it here, but just to paraphrase it, and I think it's a really good one. Basically, you are worth what you invest into yourself, whether that's time, money, energy, whatever. And so, elevate yourself up to a point where you think you're worthy enough of it, and feel like you're worthy enough to be that person that you are aspiring to be, and actually, just realize you're worth the investment. Like, there's nobody worth the investment more than yourself. Like, invest in yourself, and there's a lot of things that you can invest in that may not pan out, but I mean, how much do you believe in yourself? Like, that's pretty much a surefire thing to invest in, is yourself. So yeah, like Neil said, just you gotta just total immersion, and no plan B. Just go for it, and if you fail, get back up and do it again. Tweak some things. It's all a series of just going through the process and evaluating what may have went wrong and improving upon it, and then eventually, with all the experience and with all the roadblocks and setbacks, obstacles, all that stuff, you're going to be able to tell a pretty compelling story once you do get to that success in your life, where somebody else might be going through whatever it is that you struggled with, and you'll be able to help them that much quicker. So yeah, that's what I have on investing and immersion there.
It's funny too, mention all this. Do you really have to be a top earner in whatever company that you're part of? Right now, what we just mentioned, with this the first two, no, you don't. I mean, that's the reason why we mentioned earlier, as far as you don't have to have results right away to begin this this step formula that we have lined up as well too. It's so true, and it's kind of cool once you start to understand, once you start to pay attention to all these steps, you'll be like, oh wow, I really can do this. Because another good example, which we talked about, maybe coming from a struggle, was Eric Worre, somebody who was I like to call the Napoleon Hill of network marketing as well. He didn't have big big education, maybe go from a top-notch school, something like that. But he just invested in himself with books too. Listen to audios such as Jim Rohn. Just kept on listening to the audio Jim Rohn that had came out with years ago, was I think the Art of Exceptional Living, I think, I'm not mistaken. But he just listened to that constantly, just completely changed his mindset, and just with the way he looked at things too. And again, what we mentioned earlier got him in alignment as far as what he wanted for his end goal too. And now look what he's doing. He's basically just being like an evangelist for the whole home-based business profession, just continuing to give out value, just trying to help out not so much every particular company, but if you would like that too, he's been willing to do so, as far as having different events, and not even in network marketing anymore. He's been retired from that, but he just wants to help out the profession as a whole, because he did something as far as immersing himself, investing in himself. So it's just, again, something to think about too, as well, as far as what we're mentioning. So with that being said, that would be going to number 3. As far as now that you've had immerse yourself, you've invested in yourself, now you can go and create content, which is number 3.
Oh, I wanted to say something about that too. That's I think, again, part of a vision. Back to that, like you said, the first thing all stems back to the vision. But a lot of people are so afraid to immerse themselves in their businesses, and like you said, being able to invest in your business. If you don't invest in your business, you're thinking that, or a lot of people think that they're giving to somebody else, which they are when they're paying their not their commission, but they're paying someone a fee to learn a skill that they don't have. But if you don't have that skill, you will acquire it once you take the course, you immerse yourself in what you're learning, and then you're able to take that forward into your business. That's all I wanted to say.
No, I'll just quickly add my bit on it, because content can be a whole. It could be virtually anything, to be honest. Content, videos. It could be articles. It can be blog posts. It can be a whole array of different products. But when you're trying to craft your content, you have to get into the end user's mind, so who your target market is. So whatever niche you're in, so let's say, all right, you're make money online. What are the biggest problems that people have when it comes to make money online? The top two are traffic and lead generation. They're the two biggest problems. 80 to 90% of, if not more, of people that are within that niche struggle with lead and traffic generation. So if you started crafting your content around those specific problems, you're going to get a lot more people that are going to reach out to you and going to follow you, because you're answering the very problems that they're looking for. So instead of jumping in and saying, I think this is what people are going to want, and I think this will be a good idea, you need to always go back to the data. You can't argue with the facts that are in front of you. So if you did some research, if you went to the Google Keyword Research tool, Google Keyword Planner, sorry, and basically just done a little bit of research and just typed in a few sets of keywords and just found out what the biggest problems people search for. That's not the only place. That's one place where you can go to find out what people are searching for. But forums are an amazing place where you can go, because these are places where people are openly talking about, saying, has anybody got any suggestions for this, or has anybody had this problem before? They're openly telling you what they're struggling with. And if you imagine for one moment, recorded a video, or you created a really long article that talks in great detail about traffic generation, and maybe exactly what you're doing to generate, 100 or 500 people that are visiting a specific place of yours every single day. Now you can write that down step by step, and you're answering a huge problem to people. So you can now say to them, okay, so this is what I've done in order for me to generate 100 to 500 people coming to my website every single day. So you're answering one of the biggest problems that people have, and you're telling them exactly how you've done it. And for that, people are just going to look at it, they're going to read it, they're going to apply it, and they're going to see it. And if that works for them, they're going to come back to you, because they've got no doubt going to be other problems that they have in their business. And we're all exactly the same. If you answer the biggest problem that person has in their mind right there and then, they're going to come back to you again, because we all have more than one problem. And if you can answer one of the biggest ones, one of the closest ones to the heart, one of the biggest problems they have here, they're going to come back to you, because they want you to solve the other problems that they've got going off. And that's when they start following you, they start taking your advice, and start just seeing you as the authority, the person to answer their biggest problems. So just don't go off assumptions. You have a gut feeling about something. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying put that to the side for the moment. You need to dig a little bit deeper, because it's all well and good coming up with great ideas, and I'm not trying to put them down. I'm just saying that if they don't transpire to nothing because no one's looking for them, it's kind of pointless, and it's a waste of your time. If you're looking to get started the proper way, to start, really start making strides in your business, you need to make sure that the very things you're creating content around, people need to be looking for, because otherwise it's kind of worthless. So make sure you do your research, check out and make sure that the kind of things you're crafting your content around, these are the things that people are searching for. Because again, if nobody's looking for it, it's kind of a waste of your time just creating that content and putting it all to use. So go to forums, go to, I don't know, there's so many different places, but do your research. The Google Keyword Planner is definitely one. There's many forums in regards to your niche and so many other niches that are out there. But do your due diligence and just make sure that you're checking out and making sure that what you're crafting your content around is something that people are searching for, because that's the only way your content is going to get found, and that's when you're going to start appealing to the masses and the people that are actually wanting to get more of what you're actually putting out there.
And that's a good way of obviously providing value as well too, Neil. You know, to the whatever type of marketplace that you're targeting into. You know, because the cool thing too, as far as creating content, is what he just mentioned too, as far as maybe using keyword research to find out exactly what problems are in your particular niche. Another good way to get the content out is put it on blogs. Put it on the blog. You have one. Go ahead and lay that out too in a blog too, because that's basically your home base. No offense to any social media platforms. You know, they have their rules, regulations as well. But when people are on your particular blog, guess what? Now you got control, because that is yours. As far as where you want them to go to, call to action, what information that you're sharing. Another good way is to put information out in videos. That's a huge thing too, especially in today's time. If you notice as well, especially again, keep on mentioning it too, especially in home-based business, a lot of top leaders, no matter what company, I pretty much rest assured, no matter what company, some of the top leaders, I'm saying most top leaders are using what? Video to reach out their teams, to reach out to their audience as far as whatever value you want to share. Again, being in a company, whatever company you're part of, you can obviously, like Neil just mentioned too, solve a problem as far as what it is that you sell that can help out, whoever's watching you, prospect, whoever you want to approach to, whoever's been paying attention to what you're doing, sharing the testimony on there as well. That's something of value. Somebody can be like, man, okay, it's working for this person, or okay, it didn't work for this person, because video is huge right now these days. So either or, you can put video on the blog, either or. So we're going to get to that, blog platforms here later on as well too. But it's something to just lead you with as far as keeping that in mind. One other thing too I have to mention is as far as teaching. Teach out whatever it is that you're learning. Jim Rome said it best so many years ago. Once again, study, practice, and teach. And again, I have to ask, do you have to be a top earner as of right now? If you're not, to be doing all these steps, and we're just going through 3 right now. No, you really don't. You really don't. Once you get into yourself for the habit, as far as okay, I'm hitting all these points right now. Again, now you start noticing. Again, see, income disclosure below, because results are typical, but but they do vary. But the point is, they are possible once you start hitting all these these steps that we're sharing. As far as okay, now I'm starting getting to more eyeballs into whoever I'm promoting as well, because you continue to give out something as we're mentioning right now. But this 3rd step, continue to give out value, whatever it is that you're sharing. So again, video is a huge way today. Again, if you're not that camera savvy, even though it really doesn't matter, because you got to get rid of that limited belief, you can put it on a blog as well and start sharing that information as well. And then again, just keep on sharing that information, because now, as we just mentioned a few moments ago, the blog is now you can direct people to what they want to do, to what you want them to do, as far as being on social media and being distracted, or maybe being on YouTube and be like, oh man, look at this cat video, let me click on this, or something like that. So you're just kind of trying to keep everything in line as far as saying, okay, boom, 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 let me get this, share this information out. Is what Neil just mentioned too. That if they're really looking to for a question, they're going to come back to you. It's more than likely you have the pretty much if you have the answer to whoever that problem is. So that's all I want to know.
Can I just add a little bit more onto that, if I can, because you hit a good point in regards to blogging, because blogging is the ideal way to actually market your business nowadays. Because if you think about it, right, every platform possible that you have at your fingertips, as it would be, literally everywhere is trying to monetize it nowadays, and everybody I I'm not 100% on this, but I've recently found out. In fact, Aaron, I think, was sharing with me. I don't know if it was earlier on today or might be earlier on this week, that Instagram is following Facebook, and obviously Instagram is Facebook because one and the same, just on different platforms. But Instagram is following Facebook in the sense that you can't literally just post it and everybody who's connected to you gets to see it. It's one of those same algorithms where you have to earn your way into other people's wall, as it would be. So you can't just post it out there and then suddenly get marketed, get it connected out there to loads and loads and loads of people. They're kind of narrowing it down, and I'm not 100%, but the way I'm thinking it is they're trying to lean towards the paid advertising now. So they're going to try and get you to obviously pay for this advertising, so you get more eyeballs to your people via the paid method. But the thing about paid method is you have to abide by certain regulations. You know, every company, Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Google and any platform that you are paying to use has regulations that they have in place, that they have to have in place in order for them to actually exist, in order for them to be able to make money and offer that kind of service. But whilst you're at you know, I've had this myself. I had this last year where I was running a Facebook campaign, and I decided to stop it because I wanted to do a little bit of tweaking. So I stopped it, and then I turned it on, and it got stopped. So I spoke to the people at Facebook, and they says, yeah, no problem at all, and all you have to do is turn the traffic on. I turned it off briefly because I didn't want them to think I was trying to do anything other than just following the rules. They said to me, you're good to go, all you have to do is turn on the traffic. So I turned on the traffic. 24 hours later, in fact not even 24 hours later, it was literally a couple hours later, my Facebook account had got shut down. All I was doing was following the very rules that they're telling me I need to follow, and my Facebook account has never been put back in place, in spite of the fact that they were the people who told me that I was all I had to do was just turn the traffic on. So I followed their guidance. And, you know, I'm not trying to slate Facebook. I'm just trying to put my point across, and just trying to say that when you're paying for traffic, you're at somebody else's mercy. So if somebody decides that they don't like what they see, you've not got a business, and it's shut straight down. Whereas if you've got a blog, you can get you can get eyeballs to your content every single day, and that is content that you control. So if you put videos up there, if you put blog posts up there, nobody is going to take that away. If YouTube decide that they don't want you to show their videos, it's still on your blog. If Facebook decides they don't want to show your posts, you still got a blog. You still got some way of reaching out to your users. So the blog is the best way for you to advertise your business, because it's your home base. It's where people come to get to know you, and you kind of build up a large amount of traffic. Obviously, the more posts you put out there, and the great thing about it is they stay out there forever and ever and ever in a day. So you can pay for all the content and all the traffic you want, but if they decide that they don't want you to advertise with them anymore, you've not got a business, which is why you need to have a blog. You need to have a home base. But an interesting statistic that I actually recently found out, and I think it was only today, that 80% of all online purchases is actually done through videos nowadays. So when Andre was hitting home about how powerful video is, you think all online sales nowadays, and 80% of that is responsible from videos. So if you want to talk about using videos in order to take your business to the next level, Andre's not wrong. You know, 80% of all online sales, they say something around £56 billion is actually spent on digital products. I don't know if that was worldwide or whether that was just in the UK alone, but you know, it kind of speaks volumes as to how much money is being spent nowadays. And if you think 80% of that is done just from video, it kind of tells you how big video is. So you kind of need to make sure that you're using videos and using a blog, because a blog, once you have a blog and you're kind of putting that content out there, regardless of whether Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or whoever it is that you want to try and build your platform through, even if they decide that they're not going to allow you to use that because they have every right to, it's their business, you've still got a business and you've still got people coming in. So that's why you need to have a blog, because you're then taking people off that platform and you're bringing them onto your own, and you can start building your business out because you're on they're on your platform, and you're able to market them in however you choose, and nobody can tell you to do otherwise because it's your platform, and obviously you just do whatever you do to actually get them to either be a lead or purchase from you or whatever it is that you want them to do.
It's also really cool to be able to have people come to your blog where you have control, not just because it's somewhere you can kind of isolate yourself, but also for the reason that all these social media platforms are constantly updating, like your Facebook news feed. People are constantly posting, and then you have to scroll a lot. Or if you're on Twitter, I mean, Twitter updates like crazy because it's just so fast. It's so fast paced that people don't really have a whole lot of time to absorb your content right from Facebook unless they do it purposely. I'm hearing some feedback here. Can somebody mute their line there? Okay, we're good now. Yeah, so basically, like if you get somebody to your blog, then you've got control. You can set the pace. You can actually focus on delivering good quality content. Not that you can't with the other social media platforms. It's just like when people are on the other social media platforms, there's all kinds of other posts and distractions and banners and advertisements and stuff that are also there to distract you and catch your eye and just get you away from what it is that that maybe you were looking at just a few seconds ago. So keep that in mind. You want to be able to utilize these social media platforms to get people to your content where you have control, and the best place to do that is your blog. So that's a little tip I've learned along the way here.
That's a good tip, actually. And speaking of content, again, with the new updates that Facebook is doing, Facebook Live, I was just on, I forget the person's name. She's an authority blogger, and I think her name is Mari. But anyway, Mari Smith, I believe, or if it's not her, it was somebody else, some other blonde girl. But anyway, when you have Facebook Live, you kind of like you're capturing the audience in real time. We all know about Periscope and these live platforms, and I heard that YouTube is supposed to be coming out with a live feed as well. Of course, we know we're on Google right now, and we're delivering content to our audience. So if you scrolling Google, I believe you could jump on live and blab. If you scroll down and you see somebody that you want to hop on, and you can interact with them, and you can, if your content is something that somebody is looking for, you can isolate them that they'll want to stay on and learn from you. And of course, you do have to build a following, like with any particular thing. But I like what Aaron said about our blog that we offer. If you click the link below, you can have that, because we also have a video platform that no one else can take away too, because with YouTube, they could shut you down. I'm fortunate right now, I've never been shut down with Facebook or YouTube or any of that. But just like with even my ads, for Facebook ads lately, I can't get them up. But I can take whatever content I have and put it everywhere, all across social media, and be able to advertise. Maybe I can't open it up the way if you would pay for a paid advertisement on Facebook, but you can still get yourself out there. You can do it the organic way. And delivering content in those videos, a planned call to action, so that your viewers or your readers, in case of your blog, will know what to do after you deliver that value to them, so that again, they can take what you're offering them or what you're telling them into their lives or into their business, so that they can be, once again, so they can be as successful as we are.
What's funny now? I'm getting that weird feedback.
Uh-oh. It's me, maybe? I'm going to mute myself.
All right. But now going to now which we hit already talking about, you know, almost basically saying your purpose, your investing yourself, and now creating content. Now for the fourth one would be build and serve your audience. And you know it's kind of funny about this one. We've already just went over a way to help you get traffic and leads. Talking about the first three, if you've been paying attention about this, because guess what? You're creating the content, you're putting your information out there as well. Like we mentioned, you have a blog or you have a video as well, because now people are coming back toward whatever information that you're sharing. If obviously they're getting something, as we mentioned. What's under this? You know, we mentioned already being a problem solver. Why not? Now let's say you have to start building a team, still solving problems. You know, trying to help them as well build their organization within them. Again, talking about home-based business as well. But still, it should be the same thing, especially for those that are maybe promoting, you know, non-charity organizations as well, traditional brick-and-mortar organizations as well. It's basically the same steps that we're using as far as, you know, helping build, you know, your authority. And again, what we mentioned, any niche. But we also, it's kind of funny because I was going through this stuff. I'm like, man, we helping as far as how you get traffic, your leads, and then obviously the sales. Again, see income disclosure below. But you know, eventually they start to come over time. I'm not saying that comes right away once you start doing this day one, but once you start building on this, it starts to happen. One quote I've heard so many times too. I've heard this from two people. One of them was Eric Worre, and somebody that he's been a mentor for was Ray Hickman as well. He says, you know, they both have mentioned, you know, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Now, since we mentioned the first three as far as the information that you're sharing, where are you posting your information? Some people like to just post it in. We mentioned Facebook so many times because that's right now the top dog social media platform. But you know, some people use other platforms. Some people use Twitter. Some people maybe use LinkedIn. You know, that's a nice professional site as well, as far as, you know, maybe to build business and again give out information to people. I'm not saying that the other social media platforms aren't, but I'm just, you know, just giving out some other platforms where you can give out information. I know personally, those are the type of platforms that I've been going as far as where I'm celebrated. As far as maybe going on my Facebook profile, personal profile, just, you know, maybe let's say just putting my link all over the place. I really don't do that. I go to either my business page, and again, you know, results are going to be different for everybody. That's the thing. Some people get a lot of results maybe just mainly on YouTube. Some people get results from maybe the new apps, or since they're the new social media platforms on the block with Periscope and Blab, something that Neil and I have been using here the last few weeks as well. Because I mean, you know, as far as we keep on going back as far as all right, where are we celebrated the most? Google Plus is another good platform as well too. And again, the results are going to be different. Some people use Pinterest. Some people might be a rock star on Facebook. I'm not taking anything away from that, but that's where you should put your energy toward. That's something I want to have you to keep in mind with. We can talk about all the different social media platforms, but I know personally those are some of the ones that I've had most of my success building my business is on those different platforms where some people will think, oh, I don't know how to use Facebook. I don't know how to use Facebook. Again, not saying that you can't, but there are other ways too. You got to find something that's going to work for you as far as that. But again, still being the same as far as what information that you're sharing and where you're going to get the most interaction from. You know, maybe like engaging with your audience. Let's say, okay, let's talk about Facebook. Let's say if you do have a post, you know, you put a blog post, they like or share or whatever, go and engage with them. You know, hey, appreciate the like that you put from what I shared. What value do you get from it? You know, ask as far as like what value did they like what you had shared, or maybe just put it in your blog post. you know, something as simple as far as like, hey, comment below if you got value for what I shared. Something as simple as that. You know, be engaged with your audience. It's more than just building your audience too. We're serving them as well as far as, you know, okay, what can I help you out better as far as being a problem solver. So those are the couple things I wanted to mention as far as Then number 4, building and serving your audience as far as just keeping that in mind too, and just start getting some interaction. So it's now been slowly building some teams too, if you are too. So that's something to keep in mind.
Cool. One thing I just want to add, and this is more towards the lead generation side, because when I've actually tested out a few things quite recently, and one thing I've noticed, there are still a large amount of people that as soon as you you've opted into their lead, you've opted in to be a lead for whatever reason, maybe you grabbed an ebook or they're doing a webinar or whatever it is that you're doing, you've seen something, you go, oh, I want to find out a bit more information on that. So you get it, and then from there, you literally get 3 and 4 emails a day where they're just hammering you, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. And it's just like, all right, I literally just asked you for an ebook, and you're doing nothing but hammer me with offers and offers and offers. And it's just like, there's no value there. You're not trying to actually do anything other than make money off me as a person, and it just doesn't work. If you want, same as what Andre says, you have to start providing value, and in order for you to provide value, you need to know who your target market is. It comes back to the same point when we were talking about the content marketing. So just because they've opted into a lead, that doesn't mean to say that they're ready to buy. Maybe they just wanted a bit more information about that specific topic. Maybe they opted in, well, chances are they opted in because they wanted to know a bit more about that specific topic. But if just because they've opted in once, it doesn't mean to say that they're ready to buy. And so many people make the mistake of just hammering them, just buy this and buy this. So if you don't buy this, you're interested in this kind of thing. And it's just, you need to get away from that, because that is something that it might have worked previously. I can't really say. I've never tried it, to be honest. It's always been one of them. Always provide value. So if they've signed up because they wanted to get the five top tips about content marketing, or 5 top tips for lead generation or traffic generation, whatever it is, then keep building on that, keep adding to the momentum. And I'm not saying you can't promote to them. I mean, we're all here to make money, so yes, you have to promote to them at some point, but the value you give has to be more and outweigh it significantly by comparison to how much you try and promote and sell your business. Because if you provide enough value, they're going to want to join you anyway. So all you're doing at the right point is just offering them the chance to take you up on that. So if you're doing it in the right way, you won't need to ask them to join your business, because they'll already be ready. Again, if you're hitting the point of the reasons, what the biggest struggles that they have, and you're hitting that on a regular basis, answering those problems and just helping them with other avenues in which they're struggling, again, you won't need to ask them to join you, because they would probably already be asking, or they would have already found a way to join you, because you're answering the very problems that they have. And they just think, all right, so they've helped me with this, which means that if I follow them, or if I buy this product, or if I find one way to join them, they're going to help me to get where I want to go. And I can honestly say that there is one person, and I don't mind sharing his name. His name's Ray Higdon. In fact, to be honest, he is the one who actually helped. He's the one who actually taught this for me. It's called Invest, Learn, Teach. And basically, half the products that I've ever had him present to me, I've never thought twice. If he's ever presented to me and said, do you want to buy, well, not do you want to buy this, because he doesn't do that. He just does a webinar and he'll say, get this and it's going to help your business. I believe 100%. I don't have a hesitation in my body of saying, will this or will this not work? I know it will, because of the amount of value that he already gives. And he's not the kind of person who just does it because he wants to make money. He does it because he wants to add value. And that's the perspective you need to be coming at. So if the product you're trying to sell doesn't offer true value to the people you're trying to market to, don't do it. If you don't stand behind your product 100%, don't do it. Content marketing and the way you're selling needs to be together as one. So the content you're giving needs to be related to the product you're selling, but your product that you're selling needs to have your 100% stamp of approval. It needs to be something that you say, you know what, this is going to help you take your business forward and going to get you this result, or whatever result it is that you want. It needs to be that. And if you can't say that hand on heart 100%, don't do it. Don't do it just for the money, because trust me, the days of you just going out there and just saying to someone, buy this, and so people go, yeah, all right, I'll do that, they're gone. That used to happen. This was back in the day, back years ago when the internet first came around, because people used to be able to just market and people would buy. But people are skeptical nowadays. People want value up front. So all your content, in fact, your content and your product need to be very, very closely knit, because if you're offering them content to do with this, but then you're sending them off to do something else, again, it's not going to work because they're not going to see the connection. So it needs to be very congruent. But offer the value up front and make sure you stand behind whatever it is that you're trying to sell 100%, because it's just no point otherwise.
I'm about to say it too, as well. Neil, you want to go in this, go into the last one too, man? You might as well. You go into the last step. I'll let you take that away, man.
Yeah, definitely. You know, as I was just mentioning just a moment ago, the invest, learn, teach. Basically, you know, what you need to be doing. I mean, if you're on this hangout, then you've already invested your time. If you decide to join us, you're investing your money. You know, you either invest your time or I won't say or you invest your money. You either invest your time or you invest your time and you invest your money. But you can't just stop at that. So what you need to be doing, you need to invest your time and your money into the trainings and mentors to learn the content you need to learn to take your business forward by teaching it to others. So all to do with invest, learn, teach. And there's no better way of doing that than what we do on a weekly basis. We're here every single Friday, but we have, within our business, we have conference calls, we have calls that are on a Monday night, we have hangouts that are usually on a Tuesday night or Thursday night. On a weekly basis, we have people coming out here that are teaching the exact things that they're doing in their business to take their business forward, and they're having significant results, which is the reason why they're presenting in the first place. So if you could just jump on and just watch. You don't have to spend any money. This could be a free of charge. You'll be able to jump on a weekly basis, jump out and just get some content. So you'd still be investing your time. You could, if you wanted, join us, and we will show you how you could actually put your people onto that call. And if they decide that they wanted to join, you will be the one who makes the money. You would be the one who get credited with a sale, and you don't even have to actually sell anything. So invest, learn, teach is the method, but in this case it'd be just invest and learn, and you don't even have to teach. But what you could do is you could actually say, okay, so maybe let's say 50% of the people who I said to get on actually got on, which means you've still got 50% of the people that you can actually teach it to. So you can still apply the teaching element to it. So you've still got the invest, learn, teach. So invest your time and money wisely and actually have the potential of getting that money back by bringing people to these kind of hangouts and monetizing it. Because, you know, if you brought someone here, let's say you joined one of us tonight, and then next week next week we're on a hangout, and then you bring a couple of your people, and let's say one of those decides to join. You're going to get credited with that sale, not us. And that's the power of that's the power of this. So, right, invest, learn, teach. You invest your time, get the teachings, and then teach it to others. And like I said, we have this whole thing on a weekly basis where you can actually do that. So, you know, if you want to do that, you're actually going to get a few bonuses from us, and we've actually put them together today. So if you actually join us today, then you can get, just bear with me 1 second, I'm just trying to get the exact trainings here. So you will have access to a ready-made blog. We've already been talking about this, about the fact, you know, a blog is the ideal platform to be using because it cannot get shut down. You are 100% in control of that, so nobody can tell you, nobody can stop you from doing what you need to do, putting your message out there. So you get access to a ready-made blog, and once you're inside, you can schedule a one-on-one call with us. And what we will do is we will talk to you about exactly what we've been doing about your content marketing strategy, about how to start getting your content out there and making sure it is hitting the right people, so you know that you're talking to your ideal customer. And the last thing is it's actually valued at $1,000. It's $1,000 quick start video guide of once you're inside, you will get access to that, and it's worth $1,000 to you and your business. Of what you will get as soon as you come in, you get plugged straight in, get told exactly what you need to do. You'll get straight on the call with us, or put in a one-to-one coaching session. And once you're there, we'll talk you through a content strategy of what you need to do to take your business forward. So you will literally have no reason why you can't say, I don't know exactly what it is that I need to do. And I'm telling you now, once you know exactly what you need to do, back to the first point, what we said, you will have crystal clarity. You will not be distracted. You will know exactly what you need to do day in, day out. You will not be distracted. You know exactly what you need to do, and you'll be building your business, and you'll be doing it part-time as well, because this can be done in literally 1 and 2 hours a day, because each one of us do it as well. I mean, granted, we do probably spend a few more hours on it, but this can be done in 1 to 2 hours a day, as long as you remain focused and you know exactly what it is you're doing. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But like I say, just remember, it's invest, learn, teach.
And also too, I don't know the price too, because I mean, since you mentioned the blog platform that we have, for 2-week free trial, $17. For a 2-week free trial. But again, that's what we mentioned earlier, where the content that you're sharing, videos, oriented to their home-based company, information on there. So you just give out that value as well. And then also too, on top of that, we have an event here coming up in Nashville. So, and going back to what we were talking about, number 2, go and immerse yourself even more so as far as learning from the leaders that we learned to, again, 6- and 7-figure earners within our company, so income disclosure below, as far as what they're doing to build the business. And again, pick a marketing strategy that they're teaching and go and master that one marketing strategy. It's kind of pretty much that simple, but it's true. As far as, going back to what Neil just said, invest, learn, teach, as far as just taking over and just going and really just applying the information that we've been sharing. So you're talking about for the $17 2-week trial, really $97 of value after that's $97 pretty much after the 2-week trial. But again, give it a shot. For $17 for the first 2 weeks, give it a shot. So you can go and get to those bonuses that Neil mentioned.
Andre, may I say something here as well? Since we had gone over these strategies, one thing, again, when I was mentioning about the fear that people have in starting anything, it doesn't even have to be a home-based business, that they don't have to be afraid once they get started, because they have all of us that are here on the panel. We lost Aaron because he had to leave early here, but we also have one more person who is named Ian. He's not here. But any one of us, once they sign up, they can get with any one of us, and we will help them go through these 5 different steps that we talked about, getting their vision together so that they would know how to create their own, mission statement for their own business, because after all, this is going to be their life. They want to take this to the next level. I mean, all of us should want to be human beings that want to advance for ourselves and once again for other people in the world. And by doing this blog, this is a platform, or by getting this blogging platform that we have, and this system, there's a system that comes along with it. And as Andre and Neil mentioned, if we immerse ourselves in this particular business, they can have us or meet us at the events once they actually sign up as well. So just don't be afraid to take that first step in the rest of your life, because there's so many people struggling out there, so many people saying woe is me because of the job situations. But the way social media is structured, Facebook, like I said, Facebook Live just came out. There's a lot of people who are afraid to make videos, afraid to get themselves out there. But I just did a live video that I had to delete yesterday because that particular person did not want to be on camera. But yet she has a business. So I can't, I'm not going to, she has her reasons for why she doesn't want to. But if we are online marketers, we want to get ourselves out there. And if you are afraid to do what you need to do, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you visualize, immerse yourself. What were the other things? Help you create your content if you need to do that, and build it. We'll teach you how to build and serve people the way we are doing the same thing, and then we'll help you how to monetize what you're doing so that you can make money online. And once again, the best way I could tell you to take that first step would be to what? Click the link below.
Yep. I don't really have anything to add on to that. I don't know if you have anything that's more yourself, Neil. You muted, bud. You muted.
He's done. He does what I did.
I'm not used to that yet. Yeah. I just want you to imagine, right, for 1 second, that if you followed these exact steps, so you're creating the content, you're immersing yourself around the trainings, and you're just applying it to your business, I want you to think what your business could be like in 6 months. Now, we could help you get that even further if you make the decision to get started today, because not only do you get access to the bonuses, but you also get access to us as mentors. Now, we're always here for one or another. So if for any reason, we're not able to answer your specific question, we will find out exactly what it is that is troubling you most. We will be able to get to the bottom of the problem that's holding you back. We will be able to do whatever we need to do to help you get where you want to go. But it all starts with you making the decision to join us. You have to make that first decision. You have to take that leap of faith, because it's the only way you're going to actually succeed. It's one of those where if you really want to make a difference in your life, the first thing you have to do is make that decision to get started. Make that decision, everything else is so much easier. And once you're inside, you get access to not just one mentor, you get access to so many more, because we have a community here that are always here to help. So you won't be alone, and don't feel that, if you're stuck with something, you don't have to figure it out. That's the biggest breakthrough that I had. Once I had people that could help me and I didn't have to figure it out, my learning curve just went so higher, because I didn't have to figure it out on my own. You can either learn from your mistakes or you can learn from a mentor. So, it's a question of which one do you want, and I know which one's going to get you there quicker, but it's just a question of, are you prepared to are you prepared to just take that leap of faith and get started and do something about it? Because that's the only way you're really going to see any kind of you're going to be able to move forward in your business.
Yep. So with that being said, we will see you same time, same place next week. So look forward to seeing you then.
Yep. Peace.
All right. Take it easy, guys.